So I just got done meeting with my surgeon for my double mastectomy, and I thought it'd be a good idea to record a video of all of the questions and answers that I got while I was there, and share that for anyone who's interested. So I will be having a double mastectomy December 1st. I have to check in at 9:30, and my surgery isn't until 12:30 in the afternoon, so I have to wait around for few hours. I'm assuming there's certain tests and other things that they have to do to prepare for my surgery within those few hours before my surgery, but something I'm not all that concerned about. So here are some of my questions and answers that I got. So I was wondering how long the surgery would take, and my surgeon said it would take about 3 hours, give or take a few minutes in there. They will give me hydrocodone as a pain medicine afterwards, but just a few pills to kind of get me by. But my surgeon said not all women need that strong of medication, and typically Tylenol, ibuprofen, interchangeable while I recover is fine. I asked if there was going to be any gas pumped into my system, like in an abdominal surgery, and they said no. As far as like after surgery care, what things I might need, they didn't really get into specifics about that, other than like I need shirts that can button or zip in the front because I won't be able to lift my arms over my head, probably for several weeks after surgery. They suggested something that might hold drainage tubes, because I will have drainage tubes after surgery to drain additional liquid that flows into the surgical area after the surgery is finished. There'll be like little cups attached to those tubes that collect the fluid that I will have to drain, and monitor how much fluid I'm draining over at least a 2-week period. And if it gets down to about 30 mils, then I can call my surgical nurse and let them know I might be able to get the tubes out early if that's the case. But I should be going back within 2 weeks to remove my staples and remove the tubes, unless I can do that earlier, depending on how fast I recover. So I'll have to monitor my liquid drainage over the course of 2 weeks-ish, and hopefully that will get less and less over that time. So something to hold the tubes. I asked if I had to sleep sitting up, and they weren't really specific about me needing to do that, because I have heard of women needing some wedge pillows for sleeping. However, they said as long as I am sleeping comfortable, they're good. But when I think about the fact that I'm draining fluid, laying flat on my back does not sound like a good idea, so I probably will purchase some sort of pillow to help me sit up a little straighter while I have the tubes in. Just for ease of mind personally, so because I think drainage needs to kind of flow down in my mind, and I don't want it collecting in my chest area. So that's something I'll be purchasing here soon. I've also seen several women right after mastectomy have kind of a chest pillow. So I'm looking into that as well. Kind of more for like travel. If I ever have to ride in a car, out having something cushiony here in the front sounds like a good idea. And also I see people just resting comfortably with that pillow in the front. So those are kind of the main things I'm looking at. I already have quite a few pajamas and shirts that button in the front that I'll probably be using while I do my recovery. They don't have pockets to hold the drainage tube cups, but they also after surgery give you safety pins to attach it to the bandage top that they're going to give you after surgery. So I might just deal with that. I don't know. I'll kind of see how it goes, but I'll have a few ideas in mind of how to kind of comfortably have those tubes kind of stored away in whatever outfit I need to wear that day. So that's something I'll just think about, which kind of leads me to after surgery. They said that they kind of they'll staple me back together, pack me full of kind of cushion gauze, and then they also put a band around the chest to kind of just keep everything compressed. And I have to keep that on for the whole time that I have the tubes in. So I won't be able to traditionally shower. I'll probably do shallow baths, and I'll also look into purchasing some bathing towels or wet wipes for the upper part of my body. I'll probably also get assistance for just like washing my head and my face and stuff if I feel like I can't lift my arms up to do that. So something else I'll look into purchasing. Which kind of leads me to my restrictions question. So they said I can't lift anything heavy. I shouldn't be doing anything like repetitive motion, anything like vacuuming or anything like that. I'm not supposed to be doing for at least the 2 weeks after surgery. Just kind of taking it easy. I'm still, I think, supposed to move around and kind of move my legs, move my body, but kind of limit my motions with my arms, and just kind of play it safe for at least those 2 weeks. And they said even maybe a week after my tubes get out. I will need to stay overnight at the hospital after surgery. So that's was another one of my questions. I asked about nerve blockers. They said nothing about needing to block nerves. They said I will be numb in spots after surgery. So that's something that I should keep in mind for later. They said I can still go up and down stairs just fine. I'm sure I'll be very slow at that, considering I'm assuming I'll be in some pain. They said there probably will be some physical therapy needed afterwards. They'll give me some exercises to try to do after surgery is done. And then when the tubes come out, there might be some additional exercises that I'll need to do just to kind of help get my movement back in my arms and chest and all of that. So that's something to consider later. Potential complications was another one of my questions. So my surgical nurse said that after surgery, this is very rare, but if the breast area fills up with fluid, and it's not draining properly, if there's any unusual looking bruising, if it looks like there's no liquid coming out of the tubes after surgery, those are all kind of red flags that I need to call, because that means that I might need to have an additional surgery to remove any blockage or anything like that. Let's see. Oh, I asked what should I bring to the hospital for my stay, and they said just kind of some comfortable clothes that obviously can button in the front. I'll just bring some of my pajamas, some slippers, any sort of toiletry needs that I want, things like that. I asked if there was any diet restrictions before surgery. They said I just need to stop eating midnight before my surgery. Pretty standard issue. I did forget to ask about the surgical soap, which they gave me before I put my port in. So I'll need to call and ask about that if I need to bathe with that before surgery, or if that's something I do when I get there within the few hours before my surgery. I won't be able to drive for at least the few weeks while I have my tubes in. Let's see. When I do have my drains in, I'll have to empty them at least 2 to 3 times a day for the first couple of days. And then after that, just kind of based off of how much I'm draining, as far as how often I should empty them. She says typically like once during the day and once at night. So like maybe 2 days, like once in the morning, once in the evening, possibly, until it kind of really slows down. Let's see. I think that's about it as far as information goes, but I also asked if I typically go to Colorado to see my family for Christmas, and I asked, since I'm going to have my drainage tubes possibly up until about the 17th of December, will I have any restrictions on traveling? And they said I should be able to travel to Colorado for Christmas unless there's any sort of complications, or if I'm not draining super fast and I have to have my tubes in for a little longer. But They seem like they're pretty confident that I should be able to go to Colorado for Christmas. I'm assuming I'll just have to take it really easy, probably wear my chest pillow and all of that. But that's the basic information that I got today. If anybody has any questions about what I have to do or what I need to go through, feel free to ask. But I think that's all the basic information that I got today. So I do still need to get a physical before my surgery, and that will be next Tuesday with Dr. Devine. And I also need to schedule a blood draw lab for an echo that I'm supposed to have on, I think, the 17th as well, so that'll be fun. So for some reason they just want some lab work for that. And then I go back and see Dr. Hussein on the 18th, I believe, just to kind of get a checkup and start talking about the next steps probably for my immunotherapy that I have to do after I recover from surgery. So that's all there is to it. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.